Look into my fucking keto eyes. Shit. Fuck. I got keto eyes. What the fuck am I gonna do now? I might as well go back to fucking my original fucking plan. I should go back to eating fucking the standard American diet. Cause my eyes are puffy and baggy and shit. Has nothing to do that I pulled almost an all-nighter last night and didn't go to bed till 5 in the morning and I was staring at these fucking screens the whole time. No! It's the diet. The fucking keto diet is destroying me. First it gave me keto crotch. Now I got fucked up eyes. I don't know why I choose to be keto. It's a good thing my YouTube channel's fucking dying. Because this keto is tearing me apart. I need to go back to fucking McDonald's and eat the right way or something. Isn't that what, you know? Go do what I did before when my eyes weren't as baggy and shit. Are you seeing the flaw in this kind of thinking? I want to nip this in the bud because it's not as big as keto crotch was because the media hasn't taken hold of this quite yet. But it could happen. You know, they're just waiting for the right Twitter thread to go on to fucking write big articles on CNN Health and all of this other bullshit. So I just want to kind of get out ahead of this one a little bit. But, you know, how did I get triggered by this? Well, I watch Vegetable Police still. I'm sorry. But, you know, he's funny. And he made a video, and we're going to do a response to that today. Yes, I'm in my bathrobe. Yes, I just got up. And yes, I'm doing another fucking podcast. Look at that. You know, isn't it great that you're getting all of these podcasts? This one is exclusive here on DLIVE and Minds. Both of those platforms will allow you to watch this for the next 7 days. And then eventually I might throw it out to YouTube as kind of a, oh, by the way, you missed this. I did this if you're watching this on YouTube, I did this a week ago. Just so you know. It was Friday. I pumped out like 3 or 4 or something podcasts this week. And they were all free. And all you had to do was come here and sign up. And I'm going to be pumping out more because, quite frankly, I can easily just sit here, drink my coffee, and do what I would normally be doing every day before I did a video. Only this time I'm doing it in front of you live and responding while it's still fresh, while I'm still like the veins are popping out and my baggy ass fucking eyes are puffed up because I just woke up like a half hour ago. Yeah, I know, it's the afternoon. That's how I roll. I work in a bar at night. I have to be awake at night. Plus Uber tends to be better and more profitable at night. So let's just take a look for a moment here at Keto Eyes. Look at all these fucking ketogenic eyes on here. Oh my God, Keto Eyes have been a plague on humanity. Well, look at that motherfucker. He must have hardcore. Somebody punched him in the fucking eye. Look at all of this ketogenic eye action and shit. Oh, wait a minute. What? Hold on. What? I searched puffy eyes. Fuck, I must have made a mistake. I hate to break it to you, but this is not isolated to the ketogenic diet. It's not. But, alas, some people are going to assume that if your eyes are fucked up and you are on keto, must be the diet. So,
I've made some observations. I could be wrong as shit.
You're wrong as shit, Casey.
Often am. Often am. Let's just get that out there.
At least he's humble.
I notice it myself. People on ketogenic diets long term seem to develop I call them keto eyes because it's so common in that community. There's something to it.
Now, I've been keto for 4 years, and there's some days when my eyes puff up like this, and then there's some days where I look fine. You know, there's some days I even get compliments. I don't know how on YouTube about that my skin's clear and all that other shit. But I have good days and bad days just like anyone else. And usually it's probably based on lifestyle, because I spend an inordinate amount of time in this fucking chair staring at screens. And it affects your sleep. You don't sleep as good. You know, blue light and all of that shit. And, you know, I get puffy eyes sometimes. Plus, I'm in my 40s. It's kind of normal-ish to get puffy eyes a little more frequently. You just don't rest as well. You know, it is what it is. That's one area of my life I need to work on is my sleep. You know, but I sleep 7 to 8 hours every day. Whether or not it's restful, I don't know. I sleep on a rather uncomfortable pull-out couch that I've gotten used to over the years, but I do it for convenience, not comfort, and as a minimalist. So there's a problem with if you're ketogenic and anything is fucked up in your life as far as health goes, you're automatically going to associate it with the diet. The doctors will definitely do this. If you go in and say, this is wrong with me, and I'm on keto and I'm worried about it, they're going to be like, oh, keto, fuck, what are you doing on keto, you piece of shit? Here's some fucking pills and supplements for you. You need to get the fuck off that diet and go back to... You know, that's what's going to happen in most doctors' offices, unless that doctor's fucking enlightened in some way. But there is no single cause for keto eyes or if your crotch smells or any other little things that can pop up. The only well-documented thing that's associated with keto is keto breath because of the ketones and, releasing a byproduct into your saliva. It's no matter how much you brush, no matter what you do, you're going to have some keto breath problems, so get some sugar-free breath mints or some gum or something. You can use mouthwash. You can brush 3 or 4 times a day and probably squeeze by without anybody running away from you. But if you let it go at all, people are going to be like, oh my God, did you smell his breath? He's a fucking nasty motherfucking piece of shit. That's one of the things I know for sure is part of the keto and definitely carnivore diet. So, continuing and shit.
To it, there's got to be a connection, a correlation, causation, if you will.
This is some hardcore science.
Now look, I'm not saying that every single person on a ketogenic diet's going to get this. You can get it on non-keto diet.
And therefore, you've just defeated the correlation. Not everybody on the... If there was a correlation or causation of keto eyes, everybody on keto would have it. That's not the case. I've been following tons of people on the ketogenic diet over the years, and maybe a quarter of them have the baggy eyes, and the ones that have the baggy eyes tend to be on the older side of things. I think baggy eyes are more frequent the older you get. Case in point. But it's also a matter of lifestyle. There's other causes. You could be drinking like a fish on the keto diet. Alcohol can cause it. You have a fucking rough night and a bender, and you wake up the next day, you're going to have fucking bags and dark circles under your eyes. Because your liver's struggling and all kinds of shit. You're tending to associate it with kidney function, which probably can have an effect, but it's not exclusive to that. And we're going to get into it a little bit. I'm going to show you what people who have been battling puffy eyes that aren't ketogenic, which also defeats any association with the ketogenic diet if people that are not keto are commonly having this issue, and they are. You can just walk around and you'll see motherfuckers running around with baggy, puffy eyes. And there's a number of causes, and you can't isolate it to the ketogenic diet. Ketogenic diet doesn't prevent it, obviously. Neither does carnivore. But you can also go around and see normal motherfuckers with baggy, puffy eyes. It's just how it is. So.
Diets, we'll talk a bit about what I think it is from what I've researched. Why'd I do that? So first, let me just show you an example. This is Dr. Ron Rosedale. He's one of the early founders of a ketogenic diet.
He's also old as fuck. You can tell he fasts a lot. You know, one of the things about people that do what we do as far as, you know, health coaching and what that, we tend to be staring at screens a lot, and probably we've neglected our sleep a bit, you know. But there's a number of things that can cause it. You got to keep that in mind. We're going to go over a little bit of this as we go, but I want to finish reacting. I probably won't make it all the way through, but, you know, it is what it is.
He believes in it for longevity and health. He thinks it's the best diet possible for health. I disagree, but it could be. And you see his eyes. You see the puffiness under his eyes. So this is what Keto Eyes is. It's these drooping...
That's awesome. Good work. This hands-on training
bags. Sometimes they get dark blood, that black blood.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. From what I've researched, it comes down to a couple different factors. One is kidney weakness. You're not filtering toxins out of your blood, then your blood gets dirty. That's the second factor, dirty blood. I just learned about...
Hold on. He researched it. I'm gonna look here. He's making some strong claims here. He surely has references. No, we got Strength Edge book, donate. You got all kinds of camera gear, music, but you didn't put links to your reference. So we just gotta take your word for it that you did your homework. Well, do your homework. This is why I say do your homework. That's why I don't post references. I don't want you to take me as the expert. And to be fair, he did say at the beginning that, you know, he could be wrong as shit. I just want him to know he's wrong as shit. You know? So we're going to go through a little bit of research right here live on the stream. So
that from medical medium. That's why it's dark. That's why you get the darkness. See this? See that?
He did say
That's
medical
dark
medium.
sacks of dirty blood that you can...
Now, Amber O'Hearn has gone through... Okay, he's using Amber O'Hearn, who's been an 8-year carnivore diet. 8 years carnivore diet, healthy as shit. Cured her depression. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. If Keto Eyes versus depression, I'll get me some fucking Keto Eyes. Especially if you can do it for fucking 8 years. 8 years without depression? And you might have some baggy eyes if that's true. Seems like a fair fucking trade instead of being on pharmaceuticals for 8 years, isn't it? If that's the worst, you look like shit because your eyes are fucked up, but you're not depressed, or you look beautiful and you're fucking miserable. That sounds like a pretty fair trade-off to me. You know, it's... You know, by the way, I turned my volume up on my mic because people have been saying my mic has been a bit low lately, and I'm trying to iron it out. I've got everything turned up all the way elsewhere, so I don't know why the fuck it's doing that. But, anyways, you know, let's take a look at Amber O'Hearn over the years. Where is it? There it is, Amber O'Hearn. So, you can see she's kind of always had it. From the earlier days of Amber O'Hearn, I mean, she's kind of had it a long time. More than 8 years. Some of these pictures are when she's fairly young. You know? Look at this. This is a way older picture, and she still got them. She just must not sleep much. You know? And who knows what her lifestyle... Well, I think she was standard American dieter before that. But there's a few pictures where they're not as bad. Well, she must have not been carnivore that day. You know? we can't make these assumptions about the diet based on the way a person that's on the diet looks. You know, you can have somebody perfectly healthy and look like shit. It's perfectly all right. You're allowed to look like shit. Not everything is aesthetically pleasing. I think she looks all right. It's fine in my book, you know. I don't have a problem with it. You know, she uses makeup clearly a lot and very often. And I've seen her, like I saw her on a podcast recently that was lit horribly. Like they had the sharpness turned all the way up. So it really made her look a lot older, and she wasn't wearing makeup on top of that. And I'm sure she was probably unhappy as shit with that. But, you know, let's continue. But you kind of go over it a little bit. But I'm a photographer too, so I can tell you, you know, this picture you're showing here, by the way, she's lit from the top, so the shadows underneath her baggy eyes are going to make them look way worse. But you can tell that the lighting in here is poor. So
Can get from a diet that just lacks any cleansing properties, no fruits and vegetables, just carnivore diet all the way. She's been
vegans love to say shit's cleansing. It's not cleansing. You can reduce inflammation. You're not going to drink like juiced fucking vegetables and detox. In fact, you are introducing copious amounts of plant toxins into your system if you do that. You're not detoxifying. There's no fucking detox drink. You can't fucking eat shit tons of vegetables and say, I'm detoxing. It's the most stupid fucking thing in nutritional history. There is no detoxing. You're not detoxing. You want to detox? Do a water fast. You'll detox then. There is nothing that you eat that detoxes you. Nothing. There are toxins in everything. Even in meat, there are toxins because our lovely agriculture system isn't clean. Unless you're going out to the pasture and slaughtering your own fucking cow, chances are you're going to have some toxins. And even then, there's going to be something in there that your body has to deal with, and that's just part of nature. There are toxins in nature. I hate the word detox in the nutrition community. I think it's ridiculous. You're not fucking detoxing. Detoxing is a bullshit term used to justify doing something that isn't natural to our diets. And juicing and juice fasts are not natural. They're the opposite. You're introducing more plant toxins. You're taking the fiber out of the shit in the process. It's like you're mainlining these vegetable toxins and calling it detoxing. That's going to have long-term consequences because your body has to deal with that influx of toxins. Now, there are diets that are anti-inflammatory, and keto tends to be one of those diets. You're not detoxing, but you're not inflamed as much either. If you consume a high level of plants, that's inflammatory. And especially if there's grain in the mix, which fortunately he poo-poos the grain, which is good.
Carney for like 20 years, and she's just showing it. And yes, that's a terrible photo. I understand the lighting's not great, but watch any of her videos and any picture online.
All right. Also, she's got a little bit of baggy eyes here. Also poorly lit.
You can see it.
But you can just, like I just did, you look through her history and you see all of the baggy eyes. Probably even as far back as before she went keto. She's always had these. Always. Before, during, and in the future, Amber O'Hearn has baggy eyes. And we don't know what her lifestyle's like. I would assume, given the amount of research and that she puts into her talks, that she has to spend shit tons of time staring at the fucking screen, looking at studies, looking at evidence, looking at, you know, all the shit that she goes over throughout her career now as a carnivore, as an advocate for low carb. She's having to travel. She's on fucking jets and shit, going to conferences, and you know, you're gonna fucking have some bad baggy eyes. Now, you can look through my videos over the past 4 years, and you'll see that there's some times when I don't have baggy eyes. There's some times when I do. I don't wear fucking makeup. I tend to light myself rather well. You know, today, I just woke up not too long ago, so they're extra puffy, but they die down as the day goes on. You know, it is what it is. Fasting does help reduce baggy eyes. I know that for a fact. So if you do a long fast, your baggy eyes are going to go away. But you just got to not jump to conclusions. That's his biggest problem. You know, if I look in my comments, Joel Dox Tater wrote, I think Casey's main problem is that he doesn't have a good bullshit detector. Well, it's not only is he not got a good bullshit detector, he's producing bullshit sometimes. But, you know, I still love you, Vegetable Police. Even though you're vegan again, I will still watch and subscribe. He just hears something and then he runs with it despite his past experience, which is kind of what I was getting at with, okay, I've got puffy eyes, so I got all these problems. My creatinine levels are a little too high, so I gotta go back to what I did before, completely forgetting that what he did before led to what he did now, and that there was one intervention. But we went over that in the other video. I'm not gonna rehash that. But, you know, despite his past experience or what the general population body of evidence may be, I think it is part of being in Toronto and being in the cult of vegan. It enforces this style of thinking. And that's true. You know, you gotta be a little more nuanced than an all or nothing approach. You know, don't go all carnivore. Don't go all vegan. I'm not all carnivore. I'm mostly carnivore. You know, most of my meals fall within the carnivore diet. I do not forbid myself from eating the plant foods that I know I can tolerate. And so far, that's nuts and seeds to a degree, but not every day. That is occasional, well, copious amounts of fucking coffee, which, yeah. And, you know, various other, like sometimes I'll have a salad. But I'm not overdosing on those. You know, I'm keeping my dosage low. They're there, but I don't need to eat it every day and fucking have big bowls of it or juice it or, you know, pump it into my fucking veins or any of the other bullshit that people do that is not natural. All right? Plus, I tend to only have one meal a day now, you know, with maybe a snack. And the snack is usually something like this, pork rinds. One ingredient, pork skins. You know? Although I don't know how this was fried. What kind of oil they used, doesn't really say. It just says fried pork skins and salt. But it's Frito-Lay, probably some vegetable oil involved in that. So it might be a little inflammatory as a snack. Doesn't seem to move the needle. Maybe that's why I got puffy fucking eyes today. I had a big fucking thing of this. And you know what I had with it? That's not carnivore? Salsa. Hey, I should probably clean my fucking mess up. But, you know, that was what I did last night. You know, for a snack. That's it. And, yeah, there's some plant toxins involved in nightshades when you have pure diced tomatoes and shit. There's also some vitamin C in there. Look at that. I don't know, carnivore getting that vitamin C in. Plenty of vitamin C. Like, way more than I would get as a normal carnivore. So, you know, you can't just make assumptions when a symptom pops up that it's automatically the diet. You have to troubleshoot it. And he's not troubleshooting. He just jumped off the diet completely and reintroduced all the plant toxins that led him to become carnivore in the first place. And he's going to have a similar result again. And he even complained about it in that previous video.
It in any good lighting. So I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make fun. I'm trying to avoid it myself, and I was developing it. It's tough to see because when you're facing like this, they're invisible. If you face down, they start to reveal themselves. Although mine are...
You don't have no fucking You're a little puffy, which means you stayed up too late staring at fucking screens last night while you were researching this video.
They're almost gone. If you do a comparison of me side by side, I'll do a freeze frame. You can see that just 3 weeks into a vegan diet, I've pretty much reduced it dramatically.
No, you haven't. They're still the fucking same. No, you didn't.
So we've gotten rid of it. That's my pressure cooker.
Eating potatoes.
Potatoes.
Yeah.
Yellow flesh.
I do like potatoes. You know, still as a carnivore. And when I have a cheat meal, it's usually potatoes.
Organic. So it's a sign of clogged up kidneys not filtering out your dirty blood. Those are two together factors. The third is adrenal weakness. Just the tired fatigue when you...
And that's a very good point. Maybe it is adrenal weakness. What the hell could lead to adrenal weakness? I don't have any fucking idea what could... Coffee! Coffee can lead to adrenal fatigue. Can lead, and if adrenal fatigue causes puffy eyes, ergo... It's not the diet, it's the fucking coffee. If I were to quit the coffee, baggy eyes probably go away. Doesn't happen all the time, though, on coffee, so it's hard to say, really, that adrenal fatigue and coffee are always a thing. But if you have a stressful life, and, you know, I do believe Admiral Hearn definitely has a stressful life, given... what she's had to do. I can tell you, the more people that are scrutinizing you and the more you have to be on the ball with your research and you have to get up in front of people. Plus, she has a family at home. She's a mother. And, you know, you add all of that together, she's probably stressed the fuck out. And I can guarantee you she probably, well, I think she, yeah, if I remember right, she does drink coffee. So, yeah, it must be coffee eyes, right? Because we're drinking coffee. Now... There's multiple causes for this, is what I'm saying. But if I had to figure out why my eyes pop up, I would couple it with adrenal fatigue. Possibly, because I drink shit tons of coffee. I do have some stressful times. I spend too much time staring at the screens lately. I need to get out on the fucking trail. That'll help get rid of my fucking baggy eyes. You know, these are all factors that I know make this. You want to know how I know they make this? Because I've seen myself. I see myself every fucking day. Plus, I'm on this fucking screen all the time. I get to look at these videos and be like, wow, I look like shit. I still publish the video because I don't give a shit. I'm not trying to land anybody or anything like that. And, you know, I'm just here to get people thinking. And I'm not here as an expert. If I looked great, if I was like Thomas DeLauer with abs and shit and I was on here and I took my shirt off every time I sat down in my fucking chair, then maybe that would be a reason that people would go on a diet. But if somebody's looking at me and says, I'm not going on a diet, look at him, you know, then you can't help somebody like that because they're not really digging into it and learning about it. They're just like assuming things based on your results. And I always tell people, don't do this based on anything that I'm doing. You need to go learn this stuff and try it out for yourself and see what it does for you. Which, arguably, he did, but he reintroduced dairy, has a really bad colitis reaction, probably because he's still allergic and he still has leaky gut. He hasn't healed the leaky gut, and I've told you before that these diets don't heal the leaky gut. Only a long fast can heal a leaky gut, and I'm talking a long fast, and I don't think he has the body fat to do a really, really long fast. He was really suffering quite badly when he did the 21-day fast. I think it was 21 days he did. It was a long fast. It was longer than anything I'd done, and I have more body fat, so I could probably get away with it, but I wouldn't be feeling very well. That I can tell you when I do my wilderness fasts, which are intense because you're doing a lot of physical activity, that my energy tanks, my metabolism doesn't seem to tank. I don't get cold or anything like that, but my energy levels definitely dip, and it becomes a struggle, you know, and I can get a little lightheaded when I'm hiking out with a, 60-pound pack on the back and trying to get out of the woods with 0 calories for 4 days. You know, it is what it is. But we can't make assumptions.
See someone with the droopy eyes. They look tired. And you can...
Wait a minute. They look... They're fucking tired, probably. Do you think it? I'm tired. That's why I have to drink my fucking coffee. Adrenal fatigue. See, my eyes are getting puffier the more fucking coffee I drink.
can get this off just a couple nights in a row of bad sleep. And then you get these dark circles like, what happened to me?
So yeah, you're defeating your own argument there. Must be the No, there's other causes.
Fourth factor, which could also be a couple factors linked together, is your liver. Once that bad boy gets clogged up...
And I can tell you there's plenty of people on a ketogenic diet that drink and have liver problems. I was among them. It's only recently that I quit alcohol. It's been, what, 3 months now? Something like that. And I can tell you my health dramatically improved when I did that. So, you know, I could finish the video. Let's go through some of the other things that I was going to... I'm not going to... Go and watch the video and throw them a comment on what you think on it. But, you know, just the fact that puffy eyes are here, and I can tell you they've been here a long time. You can scroll down through the puffy eye images and see it's been a thing. It's been a thing for so long that beauty... cosmetology has come up with solutions for it. So clearly, it is not a keto and carnivore diet is not the cause of keto eyes. And they're not even fucking keto eyes. Why are we labeling something that is part of our condition as humans as keto eyes? That's not scientific at all. It's not even logical to do that. You know, vegan logic is what you're using here. So, how do you fix them? Let's see here. Drink water, first and most common remedy. And that's true, being properly hydrated. And it's the most common remedy. I'm just looking at ways people deal with it. And, you know, these aren't necessarily right, but apparently they work for some people, so that is why they are listed as 18 ways to cure puffy eyes and bags under the eyes for good, or don't just reduce them, cure them. So you got to drink lots of water. Avoid sodium. I kind of disagree with that, especially if you're doing number one, because read the supplement facts and try it. Supplements, yeah, fucking Jesus Christ. Drink water. Stay hydrated. Get your electrolytes, including sodium. You have to have sodium, especially if you're keto, by the way, because you're not holding on to as much sodium. And your kidneys are going to dump sodium on keto. So I think you need more sodium, to be honest with you. But the reason why they're saying avoid sodium is the standard American dieter tends to overconsume it because it is in every packaged food. And if you're drinking soda, it's a lot of sodium, especially like Coca-Cola, and it's covered up with tons of sugar, which is why you get thirstier when you drink Coca-Cola. Avoid refined sugars and artificial sweeteners. It's not just about refined sugars, it's all sugars. Fructose overdose overloads your liver, and when you fuck with your liver, same as alcohol, you'll get the baggy eyes. So if you went out and had a nightly bender, then you're going to have puffy eyes. If you overload with fructose, you go and make a nice big fruit smoothie that's vegan, you're going to have puffy eyes because your liver has to deal with the toxins. It's going to cause problems. Gluten found in wheat. Well, I will wholeheartedly agree that if you're in a grain-free diet, you will probably... have a healthier life, including the eye situation. Quit smoking. Well, that's kind of a no-brainer. Smoking fucks up so many things in your body. You need to completely avoid it. Alcohol in moderation. Quit drinking. Red meat. What is this shit? This is bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. They're basically driving people to be vegan out here now. Fish. You can have fish, though. Okay, vegetarian. They want you to be vegetarian. Lots of fruits and vegetables. Apparently, yeah. that works. Eye surgery. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you really want to get rid of your keto eyes? There's a surgical remedy. There's a doctor ready to rake in all kinds of fucking dollars. Allergies. If you have leaky gut and you're eating lots of plant toxins, you're going to have an allergic reaction. But it's not the only cause. Now, I'm not going to go through all of those. But let's hear what Dr. Berg, everybody loves Dr. Berg. He's been around a while. He hasn't changed his tune at all. He's been singing the same keto tune for years, so much so that I don't watch him hardly at all anymore because I've already heard it all before. Like he'll redo videos he did in the past constantly, which is something I find distasteful for myself. I've done it, and I don't like doing it. It takes all the fire out of being a creator if you're just pandering. But here we go. And plus he's selling supplements and shit too. So
I want to give you a couple tips on what to do if you have these dark circles underneath the eyes, okay? Just right here. This is my image right here. It's not really just one thing. It could be coming from multiple things. Many different causes.
Wait a minute.
And yes, it can be genetic.
He's got a little bit of eye action. Oh, shit. Maybe I shouldn't listen to him. And by the way, this video precedes this Keto Eyes phenomenon. Wow. Damn. I can't watch this. He's got fucking... What are we going to do?
Okay, but if it's not genetic, if it doesn't run in your family, here's some things you can look at. Number one, the sinuses. If your sinuses are congested with mucus, you have a lot of lymphatic congestion. And the lymph nodes go all around the eyes, and that can create a puffiness and also a backup of the venous, which is the veins, which is kind of blue, which will look kind of darker underneath the eyes because you're seeing this congested backflow of blood and lymph. So if that's the case, one of the best remedies to clean out the sinuses would be some of the nasal rinses that I'm going to put down below. But there's a really...
Dr. Berg's nasal rinses and shit. What are they? Let me look. Let me look and see what remedies. Sinus. Okay, he's got a bunch of... basically watches other videos about it.
Yeah. A good remedy called colostrum, which actually corrects the immune system to improve allergies. And I'm going to put a link down below of some data on that. But there's another thing, too, that you can take, which is Mormon tea. Now, what is Mormon tea? Mormon tea is a weak version of ephedra. I don't know if you heard about ephedra. They took it off the market because it increases adrenaline. But honestly...
Okay, I'm confused here. So you got a remedy for dark circles under the eyes that falls into one of the other... the other problems. So I'm going to have something that can increase my risk of adrenal fatigue to treat my sinus thing, and then I'm going to get fucking adrenal. You see the problem of trying to put all your eggs in one basket?
The risk of that is so small compared to even aspirin out there. The amount of benefit that it did for people with sinus congestion and lung pneumonia and asthma and bronchitis, I mean, it's very, very effective. It's been used for over 2,000 years. But of course, you can't patent it, and it's very inexpensive. But if you monitor someone to make sure they don't have high blood pressure and you don't take it when you're pregnant, it's totally fine. But Mormon tea is a really good thing to take in the early part of the day to actually handle a runny nose and to get rid of congestion. Okay? And of course, the diet. Make sure you're not doing any milk products. That could do it, or any wheat.
So wait a minute. He tried kefir. I'm talking about vegetable police. Had a bad reaction to it. It flared his whole body up, and then he was starting to notice the dark circles under his eyes.
Products. Those two will definitely back up the sinuses. And one more thing too, if you ever go out to a restaurant and you eat something with meat and sugar, or like
hello,
like
double
bun,
Delta
hot
Zero,
dog, or a burger and a bun with fries or a Coke, you are going to create a lot of sinus congestion from that, and that could be one of the causes too. So as you clean up the diet, this will clear up too. And then we get to the liver, okay? The
liver. Most of us started out on keto with a fucked up liver. Some of us never really fixed the liver because we continue our alcohol consumption. And
you're detoxifying,
liver's
or
important.
Your liver is toxic, that can create this appearance underneath the eye as well. The best remedy is milk thistle, okay? That actually can repair liver damage. So it's quite amazing, and it's very safe, and you won't
I'm not a supplement guy. I'm sure that you could just clear it up with a water fast of a couple days, probably.
Get this detoxification reaction from that. Many people who even do colostrum or probiotics start having an immune reaction, and then they end up getting this problem too. So if you're going to take anything for the first time, always take small amounts, including colostrum, and I think you're going to be okay with this one. All right? Then we get to the adrenal fatigue.
Hold on. I gotta get my fucking adrenal fatigue. Alright, I think my adrenal fatigue is at its peak right now, so my eyes are getting puffier by the fucking second. So let's continue.
With the amount of stress that you have, with the amount of lack of sleep, you're going to have the dark circles as well.
And I would say the examples that Casey was bringing up with Keto Eyes, that stress, because keto doesn't deal with stress, really. It helps you manage it better with less anxiety, that's for sure. But you still get stressed. You still have cortisol responses. And stress can come from there could be something that's stressing your body. You could be, in life situations that put you under stress, clearly you're going to get a little bit of adrenal fatigue in those situations. And there are easy remedies for it. Go out and go for a walk through nature. I guarantee you'll lower your stress. Get a lot of sleep. Something I need to work on. It's hard to do when you drink as much fucking coffee as I do. So I'm definitely got a little adrenal fatigue action going on. Plus I do things that tend to be a little stressful lately.
And
it
so
is what it
you
is.
want to support the adrenal. That's a whole video in itself. I put the link down below. But of course, start out with long walks every day. Don't sit in front of the computer 24/7.
Yeah, no shit. Which is ironic because I do believe Casey goes out walking, every day. He doesn't have a car. He has to walk.
Ounce of sleep. Whatever you could do to improve sleep is going to be a good thing. In fact, that brings us to the next thing, which is sleep, which is probably the number one
Democrats
thing.
give me stress, double deltas. You see, everybody has their stressors. They don't give me stress anymore now that I've left YouTube.
Would fix this dark circle underneath the eyes. So that's really important. And then vitamin D not only helps the adrenal, but it helps sleep as well. So sun every day if you can get it. And then we have, we talked about walking, decrease the stress, and lots of potassium foods. Potassium is the physiological tranquilizer. It relaxes you. It gets rid of sodium.
Which is weird because you get lots of potassium in coffee. But, it is what it is. So I guess what it boils down to, without finishing this video, is there's not a single cause for keto eyes. All right? There's multiple causes, multiple remedies. You got to figure out which one of these is you and work on it. That's it. Allergies, autoimmune is a problem too. And autoimmune is definitely going to be a possible cause if you have leaky gut and you introduce anything that gets into your bloodstream and causes your immune system to react. You got to think about these things. What are you doing that's causing these problems? And I don't see keto on here. That's weird. I don't see keto. I don't even see standard American diet. I don't see any nutritional, really, other than the liver causes and the adrenal causes. That's what you got to keep in mind. All right? So, Casey, I'm sorry. It's not a carnivore problem. It's not a keto problem. And he hates the keto diet too. So, it is what it is. He tried it, to be fair, but what else have I put up here to go through? We went through that. What does this say? Does keto diet affect your eyes? From a LASIK MD doctor. I might be predisposed to getting triggered here. Let's see what it says. The ketogenic diet has become popular in recent years. No shit. Yeah, definitely. with a surge in celebrity endorsements, specialty cookbooks, and anecdotes claiming significant weight loss. And, well, the anecdotes aren't just claiming weight loss. We're claiming improved health, lowered blood pressure, complete remission of diabetes in most cases, if you haven't fucked your pancreas completely. And, you know, a whole host of mental clarity. The list goes on and on. But we fuck up our eyes and make our crotch smell, apparently. You know, so there's trade-offs for everything. Oh, this diet scene. Okay, I can't read that. It's going to piss me off. Quick history. Keto is a high-fat. Okay, we know what keto is. We don't need that. The record's going back to 400 BC, which shows physicians in ancient Greece using a similar diet, similar to keto, in order... What the hell? In order to treat certain diseases, including epilepsy. So, yes, this, by the way, is an accurate statement. This is not a new diet. It is not a fad. All right, it's been around. It's the way we ate pre-agriculture 10,000 years ago. 400 BC, the agriculture was in its early days, and bread was quite the common, and lots of grain. So obviously, if you were going to treat somebody with problems back then, you would take them off the grain and notice an improvement. So that's why it's been around such a long time. Grain is bad, people. Grain has always been bad. It's worse now than it was in those times. And arguably the only purpose for grain back then was to prevent starvation. I would argue our logistics and agricultural system have allowed us to avoid grain and not starve to death in the modern time, at least here in the United States. I can't make that statement for all over the world. I just know around here you can survive and not starve to death and not eat grain. Grain is a survival food. It is not a health food in any stretch of the word. And any healthy diet that recommends grain is complete bullshit. Just saying. It's a strong opinion. Don't take my word for it. Do your homework. You'll figure it out. Let's see here. Why balance is important. Here we go with the balanced diet shit. Like most diets, maintaining balance. Too much of anything, even something that is good for you, may be harmful. Yeah, don't juice, you vegans. It's bad for you. And don't eat just fucking ribeyes all day, carnivores. A little bit of balance within reason, but they would call any of those diets not a balanced diet. We've been preaching balanced diet for fucking ever, the past 50 years. Balanced diet. Did it work? No, it didn't. Balanced diet there is no fucking balanced diet. When you're in nature, you don't get a balanced diet. And that's how they're designed to eat. If you were dropped in the fucking woods, whatever you could eat, that's what you're designed to eat. And you don't get a balanced diet. Sometimes you get a meat and fat diet. Sometimes you find some fucking berries. You're going to eat that shit once a year. You know, you're going to eat whatever you can. You'll find fucking grubs and be like, oh, I haven't eaten in 3 days. It's time to eat some fucking grubs. You know? There is no balanced diet. This is a new concept to justify eating everything in the fucking grocery store. It's great for marketing. It's bad for your health. Eat what you would be eating in nature. That's basically what it boils down to. You don't have to be keto. You don't have to be carnivore. You could be paleo or something along those lines. Try and avoid packaged processed foods at all costs. Your food ingredient list should be less than 5 ingredients for the most part, unless all of those ingredients are whole foods. That's pretty much the story, that if you want to be healthy. Oh, of course. Yeah, big leafy green. Look at all the oxalates in there, too. Yeah. Not to mention some of the other problems with broccoli that can cause you plant toxins. And here we are, epidemiology from the Journal of Neuro Bullshit. Both show that a positive impact on glaucoma. There isn't a lot of long-term keto diet or anything with epilepsy, blah, blah, blah. Fuck you. I'm not going to finish that. So if you want to get your health advice from LASIK Vision on nutrition, that's up to you. I personally wouldn't trust somebody that's going to make money on me going in to having bad eyes. Here are the worst side effects of the keto diet. From the keto flu to low libido. I don't have low libido, that's for sure. I don't even have keto flu. Look at that. I've been keto 4 years. I should feel like shit all the time, right? Keto flu is temporary, people. You get through it very quickly. It seems like everyone is praising the keto diet these days. Well, yeah. It's growing in popularity. Like, my mom has all of her friends doing it, and they don't even follow any of this shit. They watch the news, and they still do it, but they're so happy that they're doing keto fucking baking and shit. It's amazing. You know, popularity is going to continue no matter what these articles say. You know, because they're not here reading Healthline articles. The people that that keto is popular with aren't doing the research I've been doing, and a lot of you have been doing. It's popular because it works, and they don't ask any fucking questions. They're like, oh my God, I did it. It's working. I love it. Or they hate the withdrawal period, and they pull the rug out from under themselves because they can't go through the 6-week adaptation without saying, because they're going to go through withdrawal from the carbs, they're going to go withdrawal from the sugar, they're going to have cravings, they're going to feel like shit. They might get the keto flu if they don't take proper precautions. They're going to dump all their salt, so they're going to have some of the fatigue that's associated with that. But once you get through all of that, you feel a million times better on multiple levels. That most people that I have seen try and fail at the keto diet don't allow themselves to get through that initial period, despite tons of warnings that you're going to go through this when you start a ketogenic diet. The reward to go through it is worth it. Now, you can have cheat days moderately throughout your life once you've gotten over all the addictions. Once you've gotten all of this shit out of your system, and I can tell you, I don't crave grain or bread at all anymore. Even when I can have a cheat day, I don't go for these things. I might have 1 or 2 grain things a year, and I try to do that in extreme moderation because I know of my severe reactions to it. I get so triggered, and these are people that are health people, Healthline.com and shit. The keto diet requires adhering to an extremely low-carb, high-fat diet in order to put your body into a metabolic state called ketosis. This makes your body more efficient at burning fat, which is true. In recent weeks, the keto diet has been in the news because some experts say it can cause a change in libido. Experts, huh? Oh, experts in the news. How many experts are in the news now? Are there even any experts? Every time I've watched the news, the experts are usually fucking completely ignorant of current trends and modern science, and I don't know who these experts are, and what their qualifications are. Is there a reference? No, let me scroll down. Maybe there's references, and we can check out who their experts are. No references. Okay, I got you. The ketogenic diet can definitely result in a drop in libido when starting the keto diet. I don't experience that, but I might just be some freak in nature that's horny all the time or something. I don't know. Go ahead and leave a comment, or if you're watching this on Minds, leave a comment below, or even here, I think you can comment on the replays here, or in the chat room if you're watching. My libido's been fine. I don't get a lot of complaints in my inbox, but then again, it's not something that generally people are going to just put out there. Oh, I can't get it up anymore, and they don't put it in the comments. But I haven't heard any feedback to that degree. In the 4 years people have been commenting at me on the channel, I don't see enough evidence to support that claim, both in my personal experience and the anecdotal data that I've been fed over the years. Nor do I see anybody who's keto on YouTube. You can sort through tons of people who are doing keto on YouTube, and I don't hear any of them bitching that they're having sex problems. So, it is what it is. So we can already tell this article is a pile of dog shit, and we're not even all the way through it. Once withdrawal flu, blah, 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 blah. Fuck you. All right. Overall, ketogenic research is limited. Not really. There is a lot of scientific studies that have been going on for the past 15, 20 years or so. There's data out there. It's mostly short term. Very limited randomized controlled trials and clinical trials, but there is a lot of clinical data. There are doctors for the past 25 years, like Dr. Westman and doctors like that have been treating their patients with a ketogenic diet and document all of their blood levels and document their weight loss and document their health in general. And they compile that data and are able to figure out if it's healthy or not. And if you're doing something for 25 years and everybody's having good outcomes, you're probably going to keep doing it as a doctor, I would think. Unfortunately, if there's no pills involved, most of mainstream medical doctors are not going to get on board with it. Although I will say, in my few encounters with doctors where I tell them I'm on keto, they didn't have jack shit to say about it. They were like, yeah, well, if it's working, keep doing it. You know, they have to cover their ass because of the guidelines, but in general, I'm finding more and more doctors are at least open to the idea. They're not going to immediately condemn it. Nutritionists, that's a different story. 90% of nutritionists I encounter immediately take a dump on the ketogenic diet. And they're supposed to be experts in the field. Experts, like earlier in the fucking article. So, get ready for the keto flu. This doesn't affect everybody. Especially if you've previously done a fat adaptation, you're going to have less likely chance that you're going to get the keto flu. If you supplement your salt intake properly and you are properly hydrated and your ketogenic diet is not dirty keto, chances are you're not going to get keto flu. You will get a dip in energy when you first start out, but full-on keto flu where you're lightheaded and you have, problems, probably not going to happen. Well, let's see what they say about keto flu. Most people already know about the keto flu, which can happen when you start the diet. It's a result of the body adapting to the low-carb state. Low-carb intake forces the body to burn ketones for energy instead of glucose. By the way, it doesn't force the body. Everybody, no matter what diet you're on, is equipped to burn ketones instead of glucose. Happens every night. When you wake up in the morning, your glycogen's starting to get low, you're producing more ketones, your brain's utilizing those. It is a normal process of the body. We are supposed to be able to function without glucose. Why? Because we can make glucose. You can make it. It's called gluconeogenesis. It's a 100% scientific fact that if you eat zero glucose, your body will make glucose, which leads me to believe that it is not essential for life in terms of eating it. It is essential for life. Don't get me wrong. You got to have some glucose. If your liver couldn't make it, then you'd be fucked. But your body can supplement with ketones, which it can make, and glucose, which it can make. And the reason your body's equipped to do that is because we didn't always get to eat. And when you didn't eat, If our model of biology was if you don't eat, you die immediately, we would have been extinct millions of years ago. But now we can go incredible amounts of time with very little food. Can't go without water very long. But you can go a long time without food if you got body fat on you. And even when you don't have body fat on you, you're going to feel like shit. It's going to really start to affect your health. And not to mention the mental capacity of starvation. But you start consuming your muscle, you start consuming your organs, your body will grasp on to life. But if you have body fat, if you have a decent amount of muscle and lean mass, you can go incredibly long time without food. It's not always going to be pretty. You should have a lot of body fat if you're going to do this. The less body fat you have, the less time you can go without. But if you look at the fasting fat man on YouTube, he just did 150 days and was fine. Fully functional in his life. 150 days. Has tons of body fat. He could probably do another 150 days, no problem. But he lost a ton of weight and is probably going to do another one, I'd imagine. I haven't kept up. I have to catch up with his videos lately. But, our bodies are equipped. Glucose is not an essential for consumption. And I've proven it in myself over the years. I still get plenty of glucose on a ketogenic diet. Ironically, you know, there's enough glucose. You don't need a lot of glucose to come in to restore glycogen and all that. Plus, there's now science out there that proves that you have the same storage of glycogen on a long-term ketogenic diet. They've done this study on ketogenic athletes, and not only did they have full glycogen storage in their muscles, not in the liver. The liver, if your liver's low on glycogen, you produce ketones. Straight up. So if you fill up your liver, you're going to get kicked out of ketosis. But the muscles were filling up because the muscles know how to preserve their glucose storage for, you know, when you need that burst energy. When you don't need the burst energy, the muscles will use fatty acids and ketones to fuel themselves. So you've got plenty of glucose on board as a ketogenic dieter long term, because all your muscles have glycogen, which only those muscles can use, by the way. Your brain can operate on very low glucose levels as a fat-adapted individual because it can utilize ketones, and some argue that ketones are more efficient and the brain prefers them. Unfortunately, most people don't allow that to happen to their brain because they're constantly, every couple hours, shoving some fucking glucose into their system. Every time their blood sugar dips, they're hungry. They go eat and then fucking ravenous. They talk about food all day. I was driving Uber the other day, and there was somebody in my Uber. Oh, sorry, I didn't even notice Double Delta chatted. See, that's how much I get into this. A doctor tried to tell me about 15 years ago, but too cryptic. So yeah, that's what doctors do. And Double Delta Zero also wrote, a fat dying person has high libido, so what? So yeah, you know, I've pretty much done talking about the libido part, but sorry I didn't catch your chat there for a few minutes, but thank you. I'll open. Well, we don't have anything in the chest. Maybe I'll put something in the chest and open it if you're still hanging out. What was I saying anyways? Shit. I lost my memory. Must be my keto diet. Oh, I lost my train of thought. I got distracted by the chat there. No problem. But we're moving right along. Keto flu. It's not a reason. Kidney and heart damage. This is something that Vegetable Police is going on about. Because the body can be low on electrolytes and fluid on top of, and that has nothing to do with the diet. If you're doing a proper ketogenic diet, you don't have this problem. I don't have increased urination. I piss as much as I normally, and I'm drinking a diuretic constantly, and I still don't have this problem. Imagine that. That can lead to a loss of electrolytes, sodium, magnesium. Well, if you're eating proper ketogenic diet or carnivore diet, you're getting plenty of electrolytes. Just because during the adaptation period, it is important during the adaptation period to monitor your electrolytes because you're changing over and you're going to lose a lot of the fluid that you hold on to. You're going to lose a lot of water weight when you first start out. And that's exactly, why you get keto flu. Because your electrolytes are not stored anywhere. Well, your bones do store some, and also over a long fast you will utilize electrolytes that you stored in your bones, but bones regenerate, which is why the refeed on a fast is important. But I'm getting distracted there. During the adaptation period, it's important to make sure you have lots of salt, you have lots of potassium and magnesium. For me, I regularly take Epsom salt baths because you can absorb magnesium through your skin. I don't like to take it orally because it can cause you to sit on the bowl a lot. Potassium, I got covered. Sodium, I put lots of sodium on anything I eat pretty much as far as meats and all of that. Pork rinds have plenty of sodium in them. And then I use pink Himalayan salt, which has other minerals in it as well. Just salt your food and eat properly, and you'll get your electrolytes. That's all it is, And early on in the ketogenic diet, you shouldn't be fasting. You should be because you're going to be hungry quite often because you're still craving, you haven't adapted to using fat for energy as much yet. You're going to be hungrier. Every time you get hungry, eat ketogenic is what it boils down to. And then gradually you won't be as hungry as often. You won't have to eat every 2-3 hours. You'll be able to go 8 hours, 10 hours, 16 hours, 24 hours eventually. A lot of people who eat keto just naturally fall into that 1 meal or maybe 2 meals a day spectrum when they're hungry. And generally, unless you're bored, you're not going to be thinking about food. Whereas you try going 8 hours on a standard American diet without food, you're going to be thinking about food quite often. And I know that from experience. So, it's easy to forget to eat enough calories on a ketogenic diet, if anything, which can also lead to initial weight loss. But that's not the proper way to do it, because you can tank your metabolism if you do it that way. So, yo-yo dieting patterns. Why am I even reading this shitty article? The keto diet can lead to yo-yo dieting because people have difficulty staying on the restrictive diet permanently. That's bullshit. It is true that people have difficulty getting through the adaptation period, but once you get over the hump, once you've gotten rid of your food addictions, once you are fat adapted and burning energy efficiently, that's not true. I've been on the diet for 4 years now, and I weigh 198 this morning, so I've kept the majority of my weight loss. The only time I dip lower is if I increase my fasting, which I do sometimes intentionally, and I do have more fasts coming up soon. That I'm going to do another wilderness fast pretty soon. I need to get out there and get rid of my keto eyes. This can have other negative effects on the body. There are a few long-term studies on the ketogenic. They're going to bring up that old epilepsy study, which was not a well-formulated ketogenic diet. Some of those diets were very restrictive, and they didn't get all of their nutrition in. But here we go with citing studies that had side effects. Meanwhile, the kids lived healthy lives. They didn't have any seizures anymore, and they didn't need medication to do it. Somehow we forgot that, and we force all these kids on medication. I know people who are epileptic that have been on a drastic amount of medication their entire life, and they have to take the medication in order to get a license or drive or do any of it. I mean, when all you had to do is be keto. But unfortunately, that's not going to lift that requirement that you stay on. The pharmaceutical industry's really got people on lockdown nowadays. If trying to go keto causes you to yo-yo and go off, no, this is not a yo-yo dieting thing. The yo-yo dieters, they go on keto for like a week, and then they're like, I can't do this, and they stop. Mr. Humpty 284 wrote, once a day, also a fat bastard, so plenty of body fat. And that's the other thing. When you become fat adapted, you will be able to go a lot longer if you have a lot of body fat on board between meals, because you won't be hungry. And when you're fat adapted, you get access to that fat. You still got to be careful, because you may have a drop in metabolism. But if you have a lot of body fat, it's going to take a really long time for your metabolism to drop when you're fat adapted. If you're doing a low-calorie diet as somebody that's obese, it's a different story. Your brain will react to that by slowing your metabolism. And, you can see that in the Biggest Loser study. In anybody that's yo-yo dieted over the years, they lose a lot of weight. Their appetite increases. They eat more. Sometimes subconsciously, they don't even know it, and the weight comes back. That's what yo-yo dieting is. You lose a bunch of weight because you went to the gym and you put yourself on an 800-calorie fucking diet. But you're still eating the same shitty diet. It's just 800 calories worth. That's why there's almost I think it's a 98% fail rate for eat less, move more. If you look at the science. But it's great for the diet industry and the gym industry and the medical industry, but it's not so good for the people that are killing themselves trying to fucking lose weight. So, let's see here. Continuing. Other impacts. Other side effects include bad breath. That's true. You will have some keto breath. Fatigue, not so much. Not once you get through the initial. These are all initial side effects, by the way. Constipation, also early on, initial side effect. I don't have that problem. I'm fairly regular. There's more time in between for me, but it was like that before I was keto. So I do not attribute that to the ketogenic diet. I've always been able to go a few days and then I take a massive dump. Just how it works. Irregular menstrual cycles. I have heard reports of that. So that's probably also in the beginning, but as I don't have firsthand experience with that, I would say I can't comment on that really. Decreased bone density. No, my bones are fine, and I punish my bones pretty well. Sleep issues, not so much in the beginning. And my sleep issues have nothing to do with keto. It has to do with this. And sleep issues, most people on keto do drink plenty of coffee, and coffee can cause sleep issues. So, is it the keto diet or is it the coffee? I know plenty of standard American dieters, or balanced diet, as the health motherfuckers want to say, who also have sleep issues. I know vegans that have sleep issues. Personally, I know vegans that have had sleep issues, along with kidney stones, but that's another thing. Sleep issues are not isolated to a ketogenic diet. So, a lot of assumptions. This is the problem, people. Keto eyes, keto crotch, sleep issues, all of these things people are just, any bad thing that they can try and throw at the ketogenic diet, they're doing, for obvious reasons. It's financial, the more healthy people you have, the less money doctors make. The less money junk food, the agriculture industry is making, because they're all grain-based. And when you're keto, you're not eating fucking grain. And what's most of the shit in the grocery store got in it? Grain and vegetable oil. Because you're not supposed to eat vegetable oil either. There's a lot of financial interests in you not going keto. Keep that in mind when you read these articles. And who pays the bills of these articles, too. Vimeo's paying the bill, but that's only because the internet knows I'm looking at this article. Is the keto diet for everyone? I think so. But that's me. Anyone who wants to be healthy, I think, should give keto a try. Long term. Don't just do 2 weeks and be like, I can't fucking do this. No. Get through the adaptation period. Give it a good, solid try before you give up on it. Don't just hit your first bump in the road and be like, well, fuck it. I'm going back to being a vegan. Oh, sorry. I just accidentally threw a little bit of a jab at vegetable police there. You can sort through this bullshit over and over and over again. And yeah, that's enough of that. I do want to touch on one last symptom that is associated with the ketogenic diet. The keto diet is renowned for its ability to produce significant... Okay, shit. We know this. Why does everybody start their article that way? Let's get to the meat and potatoes, so to speak. Except no potatoes, because it's keto and shit. Although you could have a small, very small portion of potatoes on a ketogenic diet, but that would be your carbs for the day. Nothing else, meat and fat, other than that. Hey, that's like rhymes and shit. So... But a similar number of people claim that after such a low carb diet, they experience blurry vision. I don't experience blurry vision, unless I am dehydrated, really. If I get dehydrated, my vision will blur a bit, and I know I'm dehydrated at that point. I can't imagine how I get dehydrated so often, but, it is what it is. I'm not even going to finish that article. I can already tell they're a little bit off. There's just so much out there that's trying to tear down the ketogenic diet any way that's possible. That's pretty much what I want to summarize here. And then I'm going to be finished for the day because I got other work I got to do. But there's going to be people that will tear down the ketogenic diet based on the strangest anecdotal evidence that they supposedly feel themselves, that they saw someone else go through. I myself have not had a problem being keto. In the beginning, it was a rough ride. I jumped in and out of the diet quite often. I was fasting before I even started keto. Lost a lot of weight while I was just fasting. And you just gotta... Patience is the thing. And then you can drop it down to a carnivore baseline and reintroduce foods too. You don't have to be ketogenic necessarily. But you can use it along with the carnivore diet to figure out the foods that are giving you problems. If all you want to do is lose weight, all you need to do is keto. But if you want to start really dialing in some of your other symptoms, such as depression, anxiety drastically improved for me on the ketogenic diet. So actually, double Delta Zero. Mother-in-law finally started keto, but she drinks 2 bottles of wine per day. Well, I don't know that you're going to maintain ketogenic levels on 2 bottles of wine per day. So it kind of cancels out there. And plus, you're really fucking with your liver with wine. Alcohol fucks with your liver. Keep saying, well, this diet isn't for everyone. Yeah, I hear that all the time. It's not for everyone. My friends say it to me, the ones that I guess feel guilty that I'm taking care of myself. They often say, well, can we agree that the diet is not for everyone? You're right. It's if you don't care about your health and your obesity and your lifestyle, then it's probably not your diet. That's true. If you want to be healthy, you have to give it a serious thought or a try or what have you. You can't just go a couple weeks and be like, oh, it's not for me. The reason I believe your mother-in-law is saying that the diet is not for everyone is because she doesn't want to give up her 2 bottles of wine per day. That's it. People will do this to justify their addictions. And I talk a lot about addictions. If you're from DLIVE and you haven't seen my YouTube channel, I've done a lot of videos on the subject because it's something I have to cope with. I have addictions as well. I was able to get off the alcohol. I've gotten off the sugar. I've got off the grain completely. No desire to go back. I can walk through the donut aisle of the grocery store and be like, I can't eat any of that shit. That shit will kill you. Monsanto helped a lot with turning me off to grain, though, because I know that there's tons of glyphosate in it. And I know I have leaky gut. And I know glyphosate plus leaky gut plus gluten equals allergy symptoms for me, along with depression. And so, yeah, I get that argument a lot, double Delta Zero. And it's kind of a shitty argument. Let me put something in the chest here. Add Lino points to chest to reward your followers. There we go. So, for those of you sticking around... Oh, it's making me log in, really? Alright. I'm putting some Lino in the chest for the people that are here. So you're going to get a nice little Lino payday here. Just because of the show, I'm not making money on this podcast. It is what it is. But to be fair, I earned a lot of this just by being on the site. So now there's 50 Lino in the chest. And since there's only 4 of you here, chances are you're going to have a nice Lino day. It is what it is. You can't convince everybody to do this. So many people out there are still, being an Uber driver and Lyft driver, I get to hear and see where I drop people off and see what, especially on the nights and the weekends. There's so many people that just don't know what they're doing to themselves, and they're not going to know until the shit hits the fan. You can't convince them otherwise. Until they are 100% certain that they can't keep doing what they're doing, or it will cause severe health problems. And some of them are on pills, some of them are constantly ill, some of them have poor mental health, lots of obesity going on out there, lots of diabetes, lots of, and I see every stage of it in my Uber. I pick up the young college kids that are in their early 20s. Some of them can't even drink yet, and they're destroying themselves. But you wouldn't know it to look at them. They're young. They look healthy enough. You can see some signs of fatty liver problems that are going to crop up for them. But they're completely ignorant, and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to. They're not looking. They're not watching this. They're not doing any of that. They're going to destroy their health by the time they probably even hit 30s now, because it's getting so bad that these symptoms, this health wall is coming sooner and sooner in their life. So, it is what it is. There's only so much your body can take over time. So I'm going to go ahead and give out this chest. Let's see what happens here. It says distribute rewards. So if you're here, be sure to click on the chest. The rewards are now distributing. There's like a little timer. So if we drag it over here, the rewards are now distributing. And this is one of the fun things about being on DLIVE, is you can give out some crypto to people who are watching you. They can give you crypto. It's a big crypto fest. So thank you for those of you who stopped in to watch. We are slowly growing this. Please consider giving me a follow here on DLIVE. I'm trying to reach 200 followers. Mr. Humpty 284 gets all 50 Lino there, so congratulations. Even if you don't cash in, you can still use that to support your favorite creators here. Mr. Humpty just gave it right back to me. Like, I don't want that. Well, you could just support whoever. I was trying to give out Lino, and you gave it back to me. You did so by giving it back in the form of 10 Lino apiece. So, and yeah, well, you didn't need to give it back. Could have kept it and spread it out amongst the community. I've donated to several artists here. So, it is what it is. I will go ahead and I'll add that back into the chest for the future. Because I want to encourage people to come to the streams, and I want to support other creators. So even if you don't use Lino, you can still give it to other streamers and stuff. Only give it to me if you're here and you're enjoying the content, and so on and so forth. Oh, shit. I forgot my password. I don't know why I have to do it every time. Alright, so that concludes this podcast. But remember, much like many of the people, the articles, Vegetable Police, all of those, none of us are fucking experts. We're just assholes. And I'm pretty good at being an asshole. So we'll leave that 50 in the chest for now, for the next time. So take that for what it is. Follow me on DLive. Head over to minds.com. ScottTheTruckDriver on there. And subscribe there if you want to keep up with everything that I produce, because not everything comes here to DLive. I got some things I post right on Minds. I've been having a real problem with BitChute lately. I tried uploading again to BitChute last night. I couldn't do it. So what I'm considering doing is just hosting through YouTube, but keeping the links private and sharing them with people that do follow me over, because I want to reward people who come over with more content because they're making the effort to follow me on these platforms, and I want them to know that the reward for their effort is the more content that they generally want when they follow me over here. So that's what I think I might have to do. As far as library, it's still too beta. I tried uploading to full podcast library. I couldn't get it to work. I couldn't get it to play back externally. I couldn't embed the link in my blog like I want. That ultimately, I'm looking for a good platform to host video. So if any of you are watching this, whether you're watching on Minds or here on DLive, throw me a comment or something that tells me roughly a good hosting site. Like there's Vimeo, but Vimeo is a pain in the ass for other reasons. It costs a lot of money to host through Vimeo, money that I don't have in my budget right now. So right now, the best option for free hosting, ironically, is YouTube. But I'm a little bitter about having to use YouTube for that reason. But maybe that's what I need to do, is just, host through there. And if you're watching this on YouTube, that's something to keep in mind. So I might use YouTube as my video hosting platform for a while, but keep the links as shareable, and you have to be watching me on Minds, my website, or DLIVE to get access to that. Of course, DLIVE, you're just getting these podcasts and live streams here. I can't really share my adventure videos or any videos I make outside of this broadcast area going forward. So that's my plans going forward with the podcast and the show. And slowly but surely, we're establishing a nice presence here on DLive. I will continue to stream. I will also be doing hangouts. I might fire up a video game every now and then to join the gaming crowd here and have a little fun and chat and stuff like that and hang out. I plan on doing more truck driver karaoke, even though that's not popular with everyone, but I enjoy doing it. That's why I do it. And there'll be exclusive shorter videos that I post directly to Minds. So I got a lot of plans for content production. I'm able to produce more content now, ironically, now that I'm distancing myself from YouTube, because I have a platform that I enjoy doing this. Like, I like that I can sit down and do my little research and homework stuff with, all of you, and comment in real time and have chat in real time. Hopefully we get more people in the chat room as this continues to grow. It's only been 5 days of doing this or so, and it's already starting to get up there in followers. 36 is more than I thought I'd have by now. I thought I'd be talking to like 3 people the whole time. Still, well, I'm trying to find a good way to schedule these so that people can show up to them. Right now I've been kind of randomly. This was a last minute decision, so I didn't post on my website that I was coming here. But Minds, I generally will. If you follow my feed on Minds, I'm going to start posting when the next live stream will be, and tagging it to the top of my feed on there. In fact, I might do that, and I might also, instead of getting, I think I'm going to delete the live stream page and just have it in my blog so that you can see. Well, no, that won't work, because then it'll drop down as I post other blog posts. So yeah, I'll keep the live stream thing, and I'm going to try and come up with some regular scheduled times. I don't like doing that because I got other life shit that might conflict with it. So I'm going to try and come up with at least one day a week where I will be going live and can try and show up. And I might even make that on a weekend, but I don't want to lock myself into a schedule just yet. I kind of like doing this whenever I can just fucking do it. But we'll see. I will figure out how to let you know when I will be live ahead of time. But if you have the DLive app or are following me on DLive and you check in regularly, you can see just by following. If you click on the following tab, let me do a little tutorial for those of you who are new here. First of all, if you have the phone app, it will tell you anybody you follow. Whenever they go live, you'll get a notification that way instantly. And I assume that's how the 3 or 4 of you that showed up today got that information. But if you're following it, it'll tell you who's live now, or you can see videos. I can't post videos because I'm not a partner yet. I'm hoping I earn that privilege someday, because I would love to host here. The video quality is much better than some of the other sites I'm currently hosting on. So, that's how you keep track. And of course, you got this. Oh, it would help if I put it on the screen. I got to stop doing that. I did that a lot in the last stream. So here on the following tab, which is up at the top, you can do all of this, and you have the tab off to the side here. And let me zoom in a little more here. And if you come back to my channel, which is dlive.tv/ScottTheTruckDriver. If you're having trouble finding my streams, that's what you do. Now, when you first come here, you're not going to see my stream. Well, that's my stream there. But you see these tabs down here. I think a lot of people miss out on that because I saw that people were having trouble finding my stuff. If you come to the replay section, you will see my previous streams up to 7 days. After 7 days, they go away. But for 7 days, these are available here, and people are starting to watch them a lot more. So, you know, it's working. I've been boosting these also on mine so that people come over here. And, you know, I want to thank some of the people that signed up too. So these are the people that came in through my referral link. And I want to thank all of you. Dave 101. Well, I can't read them all. There's so many, but thank you to all of these people for coming over, following me here. I appreciate it. You know, as far as what these are, this is if you get some Lino points up here, and you give them away to streamers or whatever, I get like a 1% kickback for that. So that's what that's all about. And it is what it is. You know, I'm not making money necessarily because I give out, you know, quite a bit because I'm trying to support the community here, you know, limited as though it may be. I do have, you know, Lino invested now. I got my 2,000, my requirements for, where is it? For partnership. That's where we're at. We're working our way up there. I've already got the locked Lino points, which is, you know, it's still there. It's just I can't get it for 12 weeks if I unlock it. And while it's in there, I earn dividends and interest through the Lino program. So that's a little bit about it. And let me, since we're here, you know, we got a little bit of time left and kind of going through this a little bit to help people that are new to the platform. If I go into my Lino account and log in, you can see here I have 5 Lino points as a redeemable reward. So I get little rewards every day for streaming, for depending on how long I stream, and I earn interest on this is the lock point interest is what this is, the locked point reward. So I earned 5 Lino just by having 2,000 on lock. And that's it. And that happens every day right now. And now if I locked more, I would get more Lino every day. So it's a little passive income for being on the platform and having locked in some of my crypto. So I'm going to redeem that now. It asks me a little survey. I prefer decentralized storage. Submit. Okay. And then that Lino will get added to my account. So if you lock in, you can make a little investment in the site, help it grow, and earn it back over time through dividends and interest. So it's like having money in a savings account, essentially. And, you know, PewDiePie just streamed today, so there was 11,000 people watching that stream. And he's been on here with putting his replays out, so he's been making Lino that way. So he is a big, like one of the biggest YouTubers of all time is on DLIVE now, streaming directly. You know, I'm sure he's recording it and posting it elsewhere too. It's just what you do. But, you know, it is what it is. It's an awesome little site, and I'm enjoying it. I think PewDiePie is enjoying it too, from what I saw of his stream today. You know, granted, it's a gaming community more so than, but there's a lot of other content. There's a lot of chatters. You know, one of the more popular channels on DLive, or one of the more popular topics on DLive. We're going to continue with this little DLive tutorial because I feel like a lot of people are confused by the new platform. If I go to browse, you can see chatting always has 2,000 people in it. PUBG obviously is good. People like, you know, these are all games that people are playing. There's an event. So if we look at chatting, you know, you got all of these people that are just streaming. Some of them are interesting. Some of them are just sitting there hanging out, waiting for people to talk to them. This guy I like a lot. He's always singing. You know, let's give him a quick look. I gotta turn the volume up. Follow him, he's good. And he just sits there playing his music. You know, I mean, we need more people here. Don't get me wrong. I do believe we need more creators to come over, and I hope that they do. And I have faith that YouTube will drive more and more people to these platforms. But it is streaming. I am kind of new to it as far as just being a streamer and conversing with people. But it is what it is. Let me zoom back out because now all my chat windows have screwed up. All right. So, but thank you everyone who came over to follow me here, my channel. Let's bring that back over. Conversing with people. But it is what it is. Let me zoom back. Oh, pause. Back out. It's now. Oh, there we go. I had to turn the volume back down. So that's it. That's it for this stream. Thank you all for coming. And let's see here. Have a nice motherfucking day. And shit. And let me put that over there in that corner. There we go. And I'll see y'all next week. Although I probably will stream at some point over the weekend. I am going camping. And if I have signal, I can live stream while I'm out and about now too. Yeah. I look forward to testing that out at some point soon. Here we go. All right. Have a nice day. See y'all later.